Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Music on the Underground podcast, where I talk to musicians from all across Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Make sure to check out all the artists I have on the podcast, listen to their music, follow them on all their social media platforms, show them some love. And yeah, let's get into this episode.
Music on the Underground podcast. Listen on Spotify.
Listen to it on Spotify. Listen to it everywhere.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Music on the Underground podcast, where I interview artists from all over Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And today in the studio we have a familiar face, Hanley, but also we have someone new, Scholar Czar, from all the way down in Florida. Happy to have you on the podcast.
Long Beach, California.
Sorry. a little bit farther than Florida.
That's right. Damn, Florida's disrespectful.
On the other side of the country type shit. All to the good though. What's good?
Yeah, we got another artist I brought on who I manage, and he's the flagship artist of the indie label that I co-founder as well, but I founded and we put together. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, a lot's changed since our last sit down, Dom.
Yeah, definitely a lot, as the indie collective that he is referencing is the 2P Entertainment Collective.
That's right.
And that was a bit after we had our original first few interviews. I don't know how exactly I know you wanted to talk about your own stuff first, but just kind of as a background as why we have Scholar Czar
you're the host
talking to right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know you did a lot of stuff with Calvin Crime, who's also a part of the collective as well. Multiple albums with him as well. Was that something that you kind of talked with him first about starting and then kind of expanded from that, or how did that kind of get going?
When I first had our sit down with you, I was still working with crates on Sideways 8. And then that snowballed into, once that released on 420 in 2025, Calvin Crime reached out after he'd heard it and asked if I'd want to make an album with him. And I was like, well, definitely easier this way than not being financially backed or anything, so not having any label money to buy beats and stuff like that, being able to collaborate with them on a 50-50 split type basis, that's what we went with. And then after that, me and Crime kind of built a working relationship where I just kept every session we started at his house ended up putting out, we had 4 or 5. Sometimes I think the high number of songs we put out or produced in a day was 7. So we were fast tracking albums and stuff like that, and not just quick songs and meaningless. Here's some rap lyrics.
Yeah,
you can listen. There's a lot of work put behind everything, but we just ended up
a lot of
our
work.
first Memento Mori, and that was 21 tracks, which is a very rare breed of album today, in hip hop especially. So we didn't talk about having that many tracks. So when it comes up to what we're working on coming out this year, the first album we put out together this year is going to be our fifth official full-length project together.
Yes, sir.
So yeah.
Well, I remember when we first had our interview, we were talking about, because you were on AM 1700, which is the sister station of our main station at Algonquin College, which is CKDJ 1079. Yep. We were talking about the release of Memento Mori, which was the third last album that you put out recently. There's been 2 other full albums since that. Yeah. Well, I don't know if your most recent that you released in 2026 would count as it, because it's got songs from older stuff. I don't know,
So what I released in 2026 was more of like a warm-up album to what's coming out. Mm-hmm. But 2025, like in 2024, I had Nina Simone. You were there for Nina Simone's release.
Classic joint.
That was one of the main tracks that we were talking about for a while. That was like kind of what I was generating momentum off of. But in 2025, me and Calvin Crime, we put out Memento Mori. Then we did a Southern hip hop inspired album or EP called Southern Getaway. Followed that with Que Sera Sera, and then followed that with a joint collaboration EP with G Dot The Problem.
Shout out G Dot.
Based out of Massachusetts, and that was produced by Calvin Crime. So me and Calvin Crime, there's obviously a working relationship there that we've come to understand each other, both like critically when we need to critique each other, or if we need some suggestions, or we just need some pep talk to get your head back in the game, because I mean, I can get sidetracked very easily when I'm at the studio. I told you about me and Kreitz, our first meeting ended up not making anything happen because we smoked a little too much.
It happened.
It gets flowing because you're just you're all chilled out. You're able to
and then it depends though, because if you're smoking what Kreitz is smoking, it does you get stuck.
Yeah, literally.
So, but yeah, and then the indie label idea was always going. Like I've always had representation for like my neighborhood and where I'm from, not in like a gang tie or gang affiliated type feel. It more like I've been on this street so long that I've seen 2 different generations now grow up. It's weird to say that. I feel old as this guy on the screen.
Yeah. I feel like a 200-year-old war veteran. Shit. Or shoot.
So, I had the idea of having an indie label, but I had the podcast. At first, it was it was on the line with management with Salazar, and then I kind of just diverted everything and turned it into the 2P Entertainment and that's under like the On the Line with umbrella, because there's still a podcast coming back, revamping. We're just trying to figure out a better production way of going about it. So finding different hosts, so it's not always me the screen, because I realize that a lot of the times I'll put too much in front of me. I can't get it done like I hope, like I wish I can. So, for a while I stopped. We'll get into it when Scholar Czar talks later. But I put a lot of my stuff aside to get his projects out and his debut single out on time. I got his debut single released on October 17th, this past October. It was released while I was laying in a Ottawa hospital bed.
Yeah, thank you for that, brother. I appreciate you, man, being humble enough to step to the side and let others shine and embracing their creativity just the same. That's real humbling of you, kid. Appreciate you for that.
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't think you should hold too much against yourself for that. I mean, like, you put out like a lot of stuff, like especially in 2025 alone, you put out, if we're not including the compilation album, which had like the older stuff that you had,
Yeah.
that's like 3 whole albums.
Technically, like I had 7 singles in 2024 released. Like I released 7 songs in 2024. When you go to my Spotify now, you'll see it. I released 10 times that in 2025 alone.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Hanley was getting busy.
Like I told them in 2024, my last little comment to them was, "I'm gonna flood the scene next year, so be prepared for it." And as usual, like I told you, my relationship with Ottawa, they didn't listen, and they came for a very big surprise. And like we got lucky enough to get Chocolare on the album. Spade from Citizen Kane, who hosted and did the interlude for the album. It was that Memento Mori album is a very special one. I think to the people who hold that era of hip hop in their hearts, like closely, and who have love for the art still and the craft, and still do it for the art, and you know, not the almighty dollar. I think that album is like is going to be something they could look at as like a staple of what those old school albums should have been feeling like.
Well, yeah, I think that Memento Mori was kind of more of like your. I'd say personally, it was a bit better than Sideways 8. I thought you took a nice step up from that album. But one that we didn't get to talk about a little bit was Que Sera Sera.
Oh,
which was the
Sera
other.
Yeah, that one's different because that one had absolutely no features on it. And I did that because I feel a lot of people think that I can't carry an album on my own. I need to have features and stuff on it. Like they feel like having like I've had people say, well, you had Chocolare on that album and that's what carried that album. But really, people could say that, but you know, like Chocolare even told me himself, he's like, yeah, like he's like if I would have known it was gonna go out that way, he's like, I think I would have dropped a lot harder.
Yeah, shout out to the God Chocolare, man.
Well, heading back to, if you want to start doing the kind of singles review that you want to do with all of us here, we can definitely start that, get to the new music.
Yeah, so the first single that we'll play is my lead single off the upcoming Vincent Qui Say Vincent album, which translates to He Who Conquers Himself Conquers All. That's the follow-up to the Memento Mori, Que Sera Sera kind of series. I didn't intend for them all to end up being Latin. But the phrases kind of stuck with me, and I was like, yeah, I like these ones. So I have the lead single, this featuring Jess Z from the Niagara region, first female MC, femc, but I call her an MC because I don't like when females get dismissed as hip-hop artists. Like they'll say, yeah, she's a good female rapper. Like, no, she's a rapper.
Right.
She's a hip-hop.
It's become a derogatory term now.
I mean, why does gender only matter when it's specific to you? Like,
right,
you know,
right.
Like, why does it matter on like music or anything? Like, same when it comes to when they say, yeah, he's a good Canadian hip-hop artist. Like, no, I'm a good artist.
Exactly.
But yeah, so this is Flowers featuring Jesse, produced by Calvin Crime, of course. Yeah, this one was originally, a little fun fact for everybody, this one was originally supposed to feature BSF Tone 066 from Black Soprano Family, but ultimately ended up in Jesse's inbox, and she had the song back to me in like a day and a half, I think, and we went with that. So yeah, yeah, so yeah, that's one of them I'm really happy about off this upcoming album. It's a really tightened up album. Like a lot of your Hanley like pain music, but also a lot of addressing people and situations and things like that. It's like I said, like
Giving you your flowers.
yeah, I've given you, like, I've been open in the past, told you I've dealt, like, dealing with my demons and stuff. So, like, he who conquers himself conquers all kind of, like, seems very fitting for the type of music that I made for this album.
No doubt.
So, but Flowers is definitely one I like because it's, people will give me compliments and support and love and stuff, but it's always for the wrong reasons. It's not for what you're hoping you get it for. So that's what this song's really speaking on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's give it a listen and we'll talk a little bit more about it.
Hey yo, Crime, are we back at it? Fucking heard me? Yeah. Getting flowers for all the wrong reasons. Growing to accept all these mad demons. In my night terrors, I'm dying and I'm screaming. Somebody wake me up, cause I'm starting to believe it. I planted seeds for all these flowers that I'm getting. Deep beneath cement, it seems like I'll never get them. At least while I'm here breathing, heart beating. They don't wanna see me mentioned in a sentence that'll stand out from this section. I'ma stand out, you was standing. See what happened? Now you standing with your hand out. I'm just rapping, this shit easy when you get respected. So many camera flashes going off around eclectic. Set off epileptics, I'm an infection. You ain't shit except septic. Expected to be finished when I let it be. Ironically, you fucking gamble not to bet on me. When we do what we plan to, please don't check on me. I'm out your view. I'm running laps around these city bitches. I'm in the trenches, digging deeper trenches. Always got a bar like the bench press and the weight gradually increase. Major, but I'm indie. None you rappers friends to me. Circle small like the end of a message. Fuck you all respectfully. Getting flowers for all the wrong reasons. Growing to accept all these mad demons. In my night terrors, I'm dying and I'm screaming. Somebody wake me up cause I'm starting to believe it. I'm getting flowers for all the wrong reasons. To accept all these mad demons. In my night terrors, I'm dying and I'm screaming. Somebody wake me up cause I'm starting to believe it. Getting flowers, wrong reasons. Accept demons. Night terrors, screaming. Wake me up, cause I'm starting to believe it. Yeah, they looking at me like a piece of meat. I do more for the game, dudes can't compete. She's sweet like flowers, rap for hours. No cap got superpowers, I'm bringing the force, they don't respect it. Never been love, I'm rejected. Ain't sweating, ain't betting on me, been the underdog under the sea. I'm wonder free, they watching me move. Ain't stopping, I'm walking on through. I hear them talking, they wanna be you. They say that I'm rotten, but how can they prove it? I'm gonna lose it. Put some respect on my name, I'm repping my pain, you can bet I got bruises. I ain't letting them tell my story, I'ma tell my story now, hold up. I got a reputation and it's not the best. I'm not the perfect human, I'm trying, expect no less, no rest, steady, hasn't changed. Grinding, yeah, I'm paving ways, slave away, at least you getting paid, but yeah, I work all day. What can I say? All these flowers that I'm getting, setting standards, gives me answers, gets me out the trenches. But I should mention, I ain't never gonna let them get to me. It's still fuck you all respectfully. Getting flowers for all the wrong reasons. Growing to accept all these mad demons. In my night terrors, I'm dying and I'm screaming. Somebody wake me up, cause I'm starting to believe it. Getting flowers for all the wrong reasons. Growing to accept all these mad demons. In my night terrors, I'm dying and I'm screaming. Somebody wake me up, cause I'm starting to believe it.
And that was upcoming single Flowers from Hanley featuring Jessica Z. And yeah, with this being the first single that you're showcasing from the upcoming album, I just wanted to ask a bit about the album itself. I don't know if you already talked about it a little bit. Well, what is the overall look you're trying to get with this album compared to the other ones you've released in 2025?
There's more on this album. I'd say there's a lot more anthem kind of style songs. Like Czar's had the privilege and like to be able to hear like the stuff like before it's been mixed and then after it's been mixed. So he's been able to see like the transition from like a lot of like hurt and pain music, which I enjoy making, because at the end of the day, that if it's gonna help someone relate to make someone feel like they're related to, then I've done my job there. But like I before my pre-hiatus Hanley was always trying to get radio ready music, be like following the trend of like what's popular on the radio. Let's get something similar. Let's try and get like a radio ready hit, and that's what we've been working towards. But we're not exactly ready to get that like syndicated radio ready song. I'm still coming up with like ideas and like if I should have a feature on it, if I shouldn't, because everybody feels like a lead single or your big single should always have someone bigger than you on it, and I don't want to play like back and forth with people. Like I understand it's a competitive game and a competitive nature, but like if I'm gonna do my own breakout single, we'll say, then I wanna be the breakout artist on it, right? So
Exactly.
and it's, you know, like shout out to Chocolate. Don't get me wrong, that song, like that could be my breakout single really if I put the money behind the promotion and stuff for it. I'm sure that we could turn that Steak and Lobster song into like a very, very big move entirely. But the thing is, Chocolate knows that just his name alone brings people checking things out, and that's understandable, and I appreciate that. But I don't want to be piggybacking off people.
Right. We're carving our own lane, basically. We're not worried about what pop culture wants from us, or even what artists with established names want from us. This is our vision and what we want for us.
That's why it's 2P or it's 2 good night.
You heard? Ha-ha.
That does remind me of a topic that I talked about on the last interview I did with my last artist. But in terms of like, you know, getting that hit single or like getting on the radio and stuff like that, nowadays it's all about social media, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the way that a lot of people get popular now. And I know that you post a lot on like Instagram, stuff like that. Like out of everyone I've seen, you definitely have the most story posts per day, like at least like 20.
Yeah, it depends too. Like if you look at my profile before, say you look right now, if you look at my profile, there's a couple of reels that are promoting Scholar Czar's album from his debut single I was featured on, and a couple of my own. But if you go look in a couple days, before the album me and Crime are supposed to release, there'll be absolutely no posts on my profile. They'll be all removed and archived because it's a completely new run. It's a whole new
chapter.
Story I'm about to tell. Exactly, a new chapter. A whole story I'm about to tell. So there'll be there'll be promo reels for the song Flowers. There'll be promo reels for the other song. I have a video coming out for a song called 6 Feet Under. Another artist under the indie label Schemo, who's based here in the Ottawa area. He's a videographer as well. Same, my dad and Schemo being the videographers on the team. but Schemos shot a few videos, like the Notoriously Glorious video we shot. We shot that on the last day of fall before, and it was the last full day of like natural light outside. So like he messaged me one morning and I said, like, can you come on like into the city and shoot a video? Like I feel like there's not going to be natural light like this for like, well, until winter's done. And he came that day and we got literally 8 full hours of natural light at the river, down at the Ottawa River. It just came out like divine timing for me and him. And we got to learn a lot, like get to meet each other and get to know each other. And like, it's just like, hearing about what he deals with and stuff right now, like mentally and things like that. And he's in school right now. Like I was his age when I started dealing with the same almost exact issues he's talked about. So I was like, man, like if I was only like 5 inches taller and like 100 more pounds, I'm like, I'd be talking to me. But like, like Schemo's a big. That's my little big bro.
Well, it's the whole kind of issue that some artists have with it, where it's kind of like you kind of have to, 1, be an artist, and then 2, be an influencer.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work.
It is, especially like because when you have to create everything from yourself, and then like not only are you creating it, you have to promote it, and then when you promote it, people don't realize that you've also spent time already. And they don't know how long you spent on one song. Sometimes I could spend 15, 20 minutes on one song and it comes out great. And then there could be days where I'm at Crimes or even my place and I look at like how many takes I've taken on like maybe like 4 lines and I'm like, wow. I was like, this is going to be a long day.
True story.
Yeah, so like I mean, it's just there's a lot more like that. People think that hip hop is the easy genre, and it's really no. If it's considered music and people consider it music, then they should understand that all music is very difficult to actually like be fully like. You have to have both feet in. You have to treat it like a 9-to-5 job. Luckily.
That part.
I'm currently not working, and so I treat this like a 9-to-5 job. And with that comes the luck I have to be able to actually have someone who invested in themselves, like Scholar Czar, and reach out to me and like ask. Like I didn't intend on managing artists at the time. I was just focused on my own music, and then when you have a opportunity like managing someone fall in your lap, they like, and it's something you could use like not only to help them and like even though he knows hip hop front to back, he knows it, like being in the actual industry is different than what you see on Instagram. Like you were saying, like people post stories, everything looks extravagant, everything looks cool, everything looks extra dapper, but really like they all took 3 hours to get ready for a 2-minute shoot.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not, that's not really how I like to move. Like the stuff you see on my stories, like I did that 5 minutes ago and I'm like, send.
Word.
I don't have any problem with people who want to be that extra extravagant, like top, like this is what I look like all the time. I wake up like this, you know, like I wish, like, you know, I could barely get up today.
It be like that sometimes, man. Everybody not Beyonce.
Have you ever thought about like kind of because one of the other big ways is kind of getting involved with like music trends and stuff like that. Have you ever thought about doing something like that for like your social media appearance or kind of putting some of those
You
out?
mean like the TikTok trends and stuff like that?
Well, there's also trends that happen on Instagram as well, whether it's kind of like not necessarily like a dance or anything like that, but like
Definitely won't be dancing.
Nah.
kind of like a skit.
Oh man!
Oh, yeah.
Bro, you want me to? If they want me to be funny on there, I'll be on there cracking jokes. Trust me. You put me on there. Put me on Instagram Live with Czar for an hour, and you guys get an hour of comedy because I'm just gonna crack jokes about this guy the whole time.
A bunch of
I don't let him off.
ageism
I don't let him
jokes.
off. I don't let him off because we're so cool and shit.
Nah, we be snapping on each other 24/7, man. Wheelchair jokes, ageism jokes, blind jokes, all of that. We be hitting each other where it hurt to normal people because we got dark humor. So both of us grew up like that and are raised in environments like that in the best way possible, you know.
Like that's the thing. I downloaded ChatGTP just because I wanted to make a photo of this guy sitting in a wheelchair with a little Brazilian flag behind him.
Yeah.
and from there it's just been a game changer. ChatGPT has made the best jokes.
Man.
I don't know if we talked about it earlier, but how did you guys like end up meeting and decide to do like this collaboration with each other?
Oh, he could answer that. I'll let him answer that.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful story. Oh man. Okay, so I had to sit up for this one. It started out as us being both lovers of hip hop, like, and our lives kind of oddly enough coincide with each other. Like, we're both MCs, grew up in hip hop, fans of music and creators of music. But at the time, he had just came out of a hiatus, 12-year hiatus of making music, and I was going into a hiatus from making music because I was at a point in my life where I just gotten out of the military from 2010 to 2018, and not too shortly moved here to California from my original birthplace, which is born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. Shout out Detroit. Shout out 7 Mile, 6 Mile. What up, though? Salute Runyon Ave. But yeah, and came here to California. After that, was in the job market, blue collar job market, did a few odd and end jobs. Also being a military veteran, a disabled combat military veteran, I was limited, couldn't really do a lot of things because of my disabilities. But also, don't ever let that stop you guys. Whatever disabilities you have, any disabled MCs out there, keep grinding, keep going hard in the paint, and push yourself. So aside from that, being in the VA, I eventually quit from that job and just started going in the business for myself, working for myself. I wanted a career. I just didn't want a job. I was idle. I'm a former active duty military soldier, so my mind's always working. Mind's always thinking of things to do, and my body can't keep up. So I was in the gym. I was looking for jobs at, like, from being a motorcycle mechanic, going to school for that, to getting back into the culinary industry. I'm a professionally trained culinary arts chef. Did that for quite a while, actually, before I left Detroit to come here. And so then I just thought to myself, let me just get back into music. Everybody's always told me how talented I was at writing, journalism, style writing, how descriptive I am and intricate in describing my words and situations in my writing. So let me put that back into my passion in the music. So I just started writing again. And at the same time, I was tapping into a lot of a lot of fellow MCs, both professionally in the industry and not in the industry, that I was cool with still, reinvigorating my connections, if you will. So I saw Hanley's podcast, and I'm a big fan of Canadian hip hop. Shout out to Nardwar and, all of the Canadian journalists, the Human Serviette. And I saw Hanley interviewing Rick Hyde from Griselda, Black Soprano family, which I'm a huge supporter and fan of, and now they're actually our family. So I saw him interviewing Rick Hyde. I was like, who is this dude? I never heard of him before, but he's got an interview with a prestigious member of Black Soprano family so soon. So I checked him out, and the interview was amazing. He was asking poignant questions, pinpointing his career, touching on highlights that even Rick Hyde didn't know anybody else outside of Black Soprano family or Griselda knew about. So I was highly impressed about his interviewing skills and tactics. And Rick Hyde actually put the blunt down he was rolling, and he looked at the camera. He's like, "Wait, how do you know that?" So, and Hanley was just like, "That's my job, bro. I'm a hip hop, enthusiast and supporter of the culture and your music." And Rick Hyde was just as impressed as I was. So by the time the interview was over, he had Rick Hyde freestyling. Other MCs were welcome to freestyle. It was like a big community cipher. And I was like, this man went from not being known by anybody here in the States that I knew of to being, recognized and acknowledged by international artists such as Rick Hyde and Black Soprano family, getting an interview lined up with him, and me becoming a fan of his interviewing skills, the way he was so welcoming and warm to the artists. And it was just a breath of fresh air, especially during that time where we were in. Griselda and Black Soprano family were just getting that fame where they were supposed to be, and just getting that limelight that they well deserved. So he was putting people on to, a staple in hip hop that everybody was just getting to realize that is now Griselda and Black Soprano family. It was very impressive. So I hollered at him after the interview, right after that same day. And I was like, bro, I really respect what you're doing. Is there any way we could possibly link up and connect? And from that point, I was telling about my life story, my background and music, and where I'm at right now in my career with music. And I was just really, blowing the dust off, if you will, of all my rhymes and getting back to it. So he was like, chopping it up with me. One thing led to another, and we were talking about, what was it? Management. Like, cause at the time I was honestly in transition from my sister being my manager to needing a new manager, because she's an environmentalist and she was going to school for panel installation, solar panel installation. So she was wild busy. Shout out to Lanita, my sister. I love you, sis. And she was just busy doing that. So honestly, she didn't have time to juggle both. So I was managing myself, getting the word out on social media. Scholar Czar is back, doing tracks in the studio, freestyling. I really got a lot of attention off my freestyles. That's what really had a lot of people's eyes on me, because I was so committed and dedicated to the freestyles every Friday, Freestyle Friday, Cypher Saturdays. People was like, yo, do you have a deal? Are you on a team or anything? And unfortunately, my answer was always no, I'm just dolo. I'm doing it independent. Good and bad. To me, independent is the best route for any creative, any artist to go. But at the same time, you don't have the money to facilitate your passion or the team behind you. And that's where, going back full circle in the conversation, where it came to me talking to Hanley about management. Like, bro, I really respect you. I see your grind, your vision. I appreciate everything you've added to the culture. Also him being Irish, being not melanated, but still in a member of the culture who appreciates, respects, acknowledges his position in the culture, and wants to add positive light to it. Like, he's not about, taking from the culture and using it, only for his advantage. He's about adding to the culture and lifting up artists within the melanated diaspora and in the culture of hip hop. So it was a no-brainer to ask him to be my manager, and at least on a trial run basis at that point, to see where things go. And if our relationship turned into what it is now, then yeah, to be permanently signed to the label and to have him as my permanent manager. I mean, there's literally no one else outside of myself I can think of. Maybe RZA or probably respectfully Russell Simmons, who's as dedicated, and Rick Rubin, dedicated to hip hop as myself or as Hanley, literally. And that's not being egotistical. That's not being, big headed about each other. That's just giving each other our flowers. We work hard, and every day it's not will I or maybe I should. It's no, you're going to get up, you're going to be dedicated to your craft, and you're going to show people just how much you love what you do and how imperative it is for people to hear your voices. So I couldn't think of nobody else to have me on their label or to have representation. He's been having my back since day one, like putting his stuff on the back burner, like he was telling you, and just going hard for what he believes in. Same thing as myself within hip hop and as an artist. So yeah, hopefully that just explains it and puts a bow on top for you.
So what's it like being a indie artist all the way over in Long Beach?
Actually, that's a great question, fam. It's amazing. And shout out to the whole Long Beach, East Side, respectively, and just the whole California. They have embraced me. California is my second home, next to Detroit, New York, Brazil, Portugal. California is an amazing cultural, monumental place to be. They've embraced me, my whole style. Like, I'm an East Coast cat. Like, Midwest, is my foundation. But everybody out here in California, since I came out here, has respected me, from my slang to my ethnic background, who I am, where I came from originally, from Motown, being a Detroiter. They've embraced me and they've loved me and just really let me shine and be who I am. Like, all of my California connections within the industry to just my neighbors next door to me where I live on my street have been really kind and really embracive towards who I am. And I love everyone in Long Beach and California who's just, welcome me with open arms. It's been like a reliving of like a second childhood, if you will. Shout out to my OG Nas, for the song Second Childhood, because I really feel like I've been reborn. Like, I've changed my name since I've been out here. I've established myself as an artist within the industry since I've been out here. I've met the love of my life out here. I've just formed great friendships and relationships out here with all the locals. The local cuisine is delicious. You don't have to go to chain restaurants out here. The heritage and culture, from Mexican to Belizean to Asian to even Jamaican, Brazilian culture. There's a huge Brazilian population out here I wasn't even aware of till I moved out here. So I just want to take this time to say thank you to Long Beach. Thank you to California. And the love is definitely reciprocated back for embracing me as much as I've embraced you guys. So it's been a beautiful experience, man. Very humbling and very, very eye-opening and just an amazing time is being had living out here on the left coast.
Have we started to jump into your debut album yet?
No, I don't believe we played anything yet. That's a good segue, kid.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
Big Canada.
Then they never wanna see me. Wanted me to be walking a block in my bare feet. Now they want all of me. Kick back with a blunt in these ox blood wallabies. Then they never wanna see me. Wanted me to be walking a block in my bare feet. Now they want all of me. Kick back with a blunt in these ox blood wallabies. Then they never wanna see me. Wanted me to be walking a block in my bare feet. Now they want all of me. Kick back with a blunt in these ox blood wallabies. I be making mocking marks on the list of ops. Happy I am me. Surviving, styling, rocking these ox blood wallabies. Making moves, every dude start mocking me. Copying, but they couldn't walk a mile in these wallabies. Rocking the ox blood wallabies in hot clubs. I stand out so ops can follow me. Town is awfully off the grid in terms of demographic. 3 shots left in the gun. Hope none of these rappers catch my hat trick. And drop a bombs like I'm Funk Flex when I'm bored. The blood blood on the wallabies come from people you mourn. I'm getting into a zone. When do I know if it's time to be calm? I guess once that beat drop and they go hit record. I'm working the boards like globetrotters. I'm trying to make a more unique way to score. With a beautiful broad who got a beautiful headspace. It means all's time. When you make a move, I'd hesitate. 2P or too late. You getting ran over, now you live in a veggie state. Masked up and I'm spazzing in every phase. Custom ox blood wallabies, they wouldn't fit your feet. No. Say it again. Masked up and spazzing in every phase. Custom ox blood wallabies, they wouldn't fit on your feet. No. Hey yo, Zog,
I'm the trillers on tracks, you tracking, put all your tracks in traction. Creating timeless classics, stacking Jacksons like the Jacksons. Nubians out in Paris, so cozy my appearance. Cashmere and VVS is draped upon me like some blankets. A warrior prince, classic like Kente print. One of one exotic handmade stitch. Drip or drown, your best bet is get a surfboard, kid. I ride a piano beat like Biz Marquis did. Holla at me, dogs, low life for life, my steez is trife. I'm a megalodon with the heart of a dirty Afghan atom bomb. Flow sharper than piranha jaws. Let's get it on. I am the sinister one, venomous one, illmatic like I spit it backwards. The nastiest one, son of a militant done. Chip off the old chopper, blocker. Bet this blicky hit him swiftly. Light a spark to him like Blanca. Sammy Davis to your Swank Sinatra. Exterminate your rat pack proper. Sayonara, kiss your keister. Hasta la vista. I be that one guy looking dumb fly in my Mula Mista. About this fashion game I could teach ya. Exotic silks on all my features. Soft like the cloth on your deacon. In the pulpit with full clips of fire water. The battery in your back charger. Project always stalker. Lurking in the shadows where it's darker. Pull your skirt down and pack a Parker. Pack a punch Sergeant Slaughter. Fuck out my face, yo.
And that was Oxblood Wallabies by Scholar Czar and Hanley. And if you want to now, we can talk a little bit about that song and, like what's it's about, the production, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oxblood Wallabies is a labor of love because I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan. My first experience in an induction into hip hop was Ghostface Killer's first album, Iron Man. Shout out to the God, GFK, Ghostface Killer, the whole Wu-Tang Clan. Had an amazing feature of Raekwon the Chef and Capadonna, two of the original 9 members of Wu-Tang. And on the cover, they had these crazy shoes. I never seen them before in my life. And my brother showed them to me when he bought the album. I was like, yo, what kind of kicks are those that they got? And they were everywhere, all over the album cover. And he was like, those are Wallabies. I believe they're from Jamaica originally, but they're basically a real comfortable, relaxed shoe, like a walking shoe. And what Ghostface did was totally revamp the shoe. He put different colors on them, different, colorways, made split color versions where one side of the shoe was, say, a orange or a green. The other side of the shoe was like, say, a marble color or a sky blue color or red or brown. It was beautiful. And he wasn't just calling them colors. He was calling them flavors like coffee cake, vanilla beige or like, cinnamon cherry apple. Like I had never heard or seen anything like that in my life. And my mind was blown. Still to this day, I'm trying to find a size 15 Don Clark Wallaby shoe. So if anybody know, or get me connected to an outlet that sells Wallabies in a size 15, holla at your mans. But yeah.
As big ass schemo, he probably knows someone.
Exactly. So what I did was Oxblood Wallabies is a song about how we've come up and from basically out of the mud, from the gutter. People have doubted us. People didn't think we would make it. People didn't think the music would never be heard. Like this kind of hip hop was dead, or nobody wants to hear about lyrics anymore. No, you're completely wrong. You're false. And we just stunting on people and wallabies, and oxblood wallabies to be specific. If anybody knows what oxblood looks like, it's very rich, very dark, and also very just bright at the same time. It's a deep red, and I would put that on the same level as like a nice fine glass of Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc. You know what I mean? It's a deep red wine color, and it means royalty. It's like regal at the highest upper echelon. So we stunting on them basically with our lyrics and with our shoe game. You know what I mean? Our catalog is immaculate. Shout out Capadonna, shout out Ghostface Killer, shout out Chef Raekwon, Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? That's family right there. So it's an honor and a privilege to have grown up in that era where not only Wallabies, but the slang and the music, the soundtrack to the streets was on a whole nother level with it.
I'm just glad to be on that song.
Yeah, and shout out to my brother, Jordan Hanley, a.k.a. Big Canada, for the feature, because his verse is immaculate. He really came through and really shined with his Wallabies.
Where do you go to produce your music? Do you have like some guy you go to, or do you have like a studio in your house, or how does that work?
Oh yeah, that's a great question too. And actually it's yes to both. I have an in-house studio. I would say 75% in completion of. And again, shout out to my brother Jordan Hanley for helping me with that. And shout out to my fans. I've gotten a lot of donations from gently used microphones to brand new soundboards and what else? Mic equipment. And a lot of it has come from my brother Hanley, but also a lot of main important pieces, interfaces and mic stands, certain brands that are quality music that I honestly wouldn't have been able to afford have come from my fan base. And that's FAM, fam base, not fan base, because my fans are my family. They really show me love unconditionally, and they appreciate how hard I'm working to shine a light on hip hop and the beautiful craftsmanship and artistry that it is, giving back to the culture and paving the way for the culture with basically the styles that not are outdated, but that are originated from where all the MCs get their music from now. Like, I'm bringing it back. Boom bap, that dusty sound, that, quality lyric sound. You know what I mean? And my fans see that, they love me for that, and they appreciate and have been willing to donate to the cause. And it's not forgotten. It doesn't go on deaf ears. I plan on doing a lot of free concerts and a lot of charitable events for my fan base when I get that opportunity to hit the big stage in a real way. So, and I have a studio that I go to, a brick and mortar building. It's named Grooveworks Studios. Shout out Johnny Love and all the staff. Shout out Megan for getting the paperwork in order. Grooveworks Studios here in Long Beach and Bixby Knolls on the northeast side of Long Beach. That's my home. That's my headquarters when I was recording The Devil's Executioner Volume 1. They've been phenomenal help and very understanding and flexible with working with me in the recording process.
I was lucky to manage out a
package deal,
like a collaboration with them to help him as he gets his home studio built up. So he has a studio to work out of until he gets his home studio built up. Still costing money, but I mean, considerably less than what he would have been paying.
No doubt, most definitely. These studios are not.
I guess it's good to have a manager sometimes.
It's great. Like I say, Hanley is literally, because Jordan is his first name, he's the Michael Jordan of managers, the manager of all managers, in my eyes.
Swish.
Right. That part.
Well, it's always good to cut costs when you can, especially when you're an indie artist.
Definitely.
And I wanted to ask, I forgot to ask before to kind of expand on when he was talking about becoming a manager for artists and didn't really expect that to be a thing.
Right.
But like, does it put like a lot of extra weight on you to be like just to become a manager out of nowhere and just kind of like be involved with other artists?
I think it changes with every artist, because like I don't think like me and Czar have very similar ideas, and we bounce ideas off each other, but Czar is very good at taking constructive criticism and not just because he's at an age that's older than me per se. He doesn't act like it means that he knows more about the industry than, you know what I mean? Because people thought I was taking a risk because I signed him before he had any music out whatsoever. Like,
Yeah.
no one.
All I had was
mean,
freestyles.
Other than freestyles on Facebook, being like on like Facebook Live and stuff like that's not like to people. That's not a resume. That's just someone online rapping all day, right?
Right.
But like I've always like I have an ear for certain people. I have an ear for people when they make music, so I took the risk, and now I get to sit back and relax and watch all those people bite their tongue and swallow the words.
Yep.
But as for duties, I mean, when I kind of do it like this. Like, I knew he had an album in the works. I knew I had albums in the works. So whatever I was doing for my album, if it needed to be done similarly for his, I just do the same thing twice, but one for me, one for him.
Exactly. With a little bit of different flavor, you know, on certain songs, certain topics.
Like Calvin Crime, you saw it produce his entire debut album, and that was a connection made through me getting him an amazing deal, and everything was mixed by Calvin Crime as well. Besides, the only thing he did at Grooveworks Studio was record his raw vocals. That's it. That's all he did was raw vocals, and then send them to me, and I sent them to Crime, and Crime mixed them. So really his album was created in Ottawa. If you really want to look at it, it was really created in Canada and shipped back to him in the States.
Yeah. Shout out Calvin Crime and his blessed hands, the engineering. I've personally coined him the nickname of God's favorite producer, God's favorite DJ. And I gave him that name not because he's like the best in the world, but every single time I've heard a beat from Calvin Crime, the first one every time, or to be more realistic, let's just say the second beat, even every time has been a classic song. All the songs you hear off my album, they've been straight up classics, and I wouldn't change it no other way. Like, every beat he selects or every beat he makes is handcrafted and it's designed like for the hip hop purist, for the one with the articulate ear. And it's like, it's a dream come true. Every time I hear Calvin Crime's music, you'll hear it from other artists, from G. The Problem to Hanley, myself, Schemo. We're always calling him a genius. Like, sonically, Calvin Crime cannot be touched. I don't know if we can curse on here, but Calvin Crime can't be touched. He can't be messed with. And that's the compliment of the highest regard for him.
And back to Scholar Czar, I wanted to ask a bit about how you mentioned a lot about how what your influences are and how you're really big into wanting to turn back the clock in terms of like the type of hip hop music that people listen to. And I want to ask, like, you're really big on like going back to this type of music that other people's made, but what is it exactly about your music that kind of gives it your own personal touch?
Appreciate that, Dom. Yeah, just in reality, what it is it's not even like turning back the clock. It's just acknowledging who we are, where we've come from as fans of the culture of music and as artists. And because regionally we're all over. 2P Entertainment respectfully has artists from North Carolina to Long Beach, California, to Ottawa, Canada, Connecticut, Vermont. Like, we're really tapped in. So we just really want to give back, and creatively, for myself, want to take hip hop from where it came and lift it out into the stratosphere of what it is and should be, because hip hop is really about lyrics. It's about the beats. It's about the graffiti. It's about the breakdancing, b-boy and b-girling, beatboxing. Like it's a cultural tapestry, a whole diaspora. So I want to tap into all of that, from the DJs to the MCs to the, graffiti artists to the b-boy, b-girls, and the fifth element, beatboxing. You know what I mean? All 5 elements of hip hop. It's important that the youth growing up, from the NBA young boys to the Wu-Tangs of now or of yesteryear to the second generation Wu-Tang. Shout out to second generation Wu, the young members of Wu-Tang, to artists like myself I'm older, but I feel like a kid again in hip hop, like paving that way, you know what I mean? And carving out the new generation, you know what I mean?
We know it's like breakdance stuff.
No, my days of breakdancing are gone. My knees, my feet, and my joints won't let me.
We already put money towards a new chair.
Right. Shout out to everybody. Devil's Night, California.
Jump into his second song if you want.
Yeah. Good looks for Calvin Crime too, and a little bit of a story background behind that song as well. Before we get into it, I'm originally from Detroit, and back in the 80s, late 90s to I would say even early 2000s, there was a unfortunate pattern in our city called Devil's Night. I know you guys are from Canada. Michigan is right next door, so you guys are probably very familiar with Devil's Night and with the Halloween antics that took place during that time. It was a dark time for Detroit. Like vacant houses were being set on fire. People were being like vandalized. Kids were being like accosted in the streets, like beaten up and taken for their candy, or just people getting, their doors knocked on and disturbing the neighborhood. So what the mayor at that time did was take Devil's Night and give it back to the people, and we packaged it to Angel's Night, and we had free trunk or treat for the kids. We had neighborhood watch programs, stepping their community activism up, policing the neighborhood, cleaning up the neighborhoods. And we took a negative stain on the city with the title of Devil's Night and took it back from the people and turned it into Angel's Night and just repackaged it and all the really demeaning things that come behind that phrase. So I took the name Devil's Night and had that represent out of what Detroit had been through and came from, like the 1969 riots of Detroit were, and brought it to California, if you will, like the history and the meaning behind it and the lyrics behind it. And we really wanted it to be impactful as to what I'm doing to hip hop. Like, yeah, it's very dark. It's very violent, but it's in a lyrical way. It's not physically tearing down my neighborhood, but it's talking about how with MCs, if you play around with the art and with the craft, you're gonna get ripped out the frame in the worst way. Like when it comes to MCing, 2P Entertainment, we does this. Scholar Czar does this. Jordan Hanley, we does this, you know what I mean? And we are not taking any shorts. We're not playing any games with any so-called rappers that think they got bars. They don't got bars. We got bars.
Before you play a song, the last thing I'm just gonna say is now that he has his debut album out, consistency won't be an issue now with Czar. He'll be able to,
shout out Crates.
He's featured on Crates' upcoming album, so you'll find him on that with me, and then we'll have our collaborative album, and then like you said, he'll have his other volumes coming out and other projects that he's working on with other artists in the collective. So consistency is one thing that you won't not see out of the collective. Everybody, if one of us isn't putting something out that month, someone definitely is.
Yeah. Word is
Well,
born.
here it is
Let's
now.
get it.
This is Devil's Night in California by Scholar Czar.
Boom.
Life is easy when you don't give a fuck. Chuck the deuces, become a nuisance, then throw both middle fingers up. Fuck the judge, the DA, and the prosecutor. Throw bread to my shooter, handle that, then shoot the shooter. Survival of the trillers, I don't play fair. Use your brain or lose your brain, create a stain, feel the pain. When this chopper rain, sip champagne, then piss on a Klansman's grave. Feed David Duke hand grenades, motorboat Dolly Parton, then fuck a face. Elvis Presley was a dick eater, and so was that fudge packer John Wayne. I'm a who-hand general, screwball down to my very last mineral. Sledgehammer to your genitals, MFG, and still fear in the hearts of men like the Babadook. I'm a murder duke, word to murder mook. The red rum sipper, sharp knife to your lung sticker. Cut the tongue out your mouth if you talk different. I'm indifferent. Baka built with the better bars, so I'm built different. You talk like you never been shot before. Never smelled a dead body, never been to war. Never played Russian roulette with the devil, knowing that the next bullet was yours. Flash gang signs in his face, laugh in his face, break his horns, then crack his jaw. I ain't been right in the head since Ryan got clapped in the head. Fuck killing your lame ass, I'ma kneecap your mother instead. Rape your sister while your brother watch. Couldn't do shit about it cause I broke his legs. Damn, Grizz, you's a sick bastard. Well, bitch, you can get it too. I ain't never like you too. Situation critical, I must get rid of you. Spit darts in my Drago voice. MFG, top 5, dead or alive, the Fuego choice. So who you relying on when the war is on? It's up and it's stuck like a broken intercom. I'm the hell and the harm, the quiet in the storm, the arthritis when your bones tighten and the weather get the opposite of warm. Ooh, hey. Hey, ooh.
That was Night in California by Scholar Czar. And yeah, that was a good listen. Yeah, I did want to ask one more thing about the Devil's Executioner that I had on mind was it just came out this past Tuesday. It's still a little bit early, but have you
I could let
thought
my
about
brother
the idea
Hanley
of
answer that question.
putting out some physical copies of it?
Boom. Yeah, we're gonna be getting like physical copies made soon. Probably by latest we'll have physical. Oh, I just noticed.
I'm about to say, yeah, we can hardly
latest.
hear you,
I just noticed the mic wasn't by me. I wasn't paying attention. Rookie move. Yeah. No, I think by latest early summer we'll have physical copies for Volume 1, and by that time Volume 2 should be being recorded, or at least halfway done recorded. So yeah, it's like a quarterly thing. Every quarter of the year it'll be something bigger will be happening from something prior of the previous quarter. So this quarter Volume 1 came out. Next quarter he's working on another project with me, so third quarter, the summer quarter, we'll have physical copies while he's working on another volume, and then come fall and New Year, which comes faster than people think. Well, doing anything, but making music especially. Well, there'll be a lot more stuff coming. Like I said, if anybody wants to donate to help an independent label get things like physical copies made, or if you know of people who do physical pressings of albums and want to help an independent label like reach their goals and things like that, then like reach out to me, get my information through, if you hear this through knowing Dom, get through Dom to get to me. I've asked Dom to help me find help in the past for like video work, although it didn't come to fruition. He was still able to help me out. So reach out through Dom to get to me, or and vice versa. Like if you help me, there is almost 100% guarantee that there's something that you need that I could most likely help you get.
I can highly concur and acknowledge that. My man's Jordan Hanley is a wizard when it comes to throwing alley-oops to people and bridging the gaps with connections in the industry.
You know, because I'd rather, as much as this industry is cutthroat, I'd much rather do less cutthroating and more scratch my back, I'll scratch your back.
What are you guys thinking of putting it out on CDs, vinyl? Is there like a preferred method you guys want to go for?
Ultimately, we want to get vinyl because like that's where that's what we that's just a sound that would just feel great to have on it. But right now, our main goal is to at least see them in cardboard sleeve cases until we can get full out jewel case physical prints, because like they're expensive. It's expensive to do. There's people out here who like, oh, I could just buy a DVD burner and do that shit myself. Yeah, you sit at home and you print, you do 100 copies of one CD and make every single copy look identical and the same. No, oh, this one's damaged, got to throw it out. What a waste of $1. You know, like it's a lot harder than people think. Like, yeah, sure, we used to print our mixtapes on our own DVD or on our own CDs and sell them out the trunk of cars or at parties and stuff, but that's not 2006 and 2007 anymore. You know, like. Now, like, you got to get 100 copy minimum pressed. Yeah. If you want jewel case, you're looking at 400 for 100 copies. If you're looking at a sleeve, you're looking around 240 for 100 copies, which is fair. But it's like, ultimately, we'd love to have on the website your option of album. Do you want it on a CD? Do you want it on a record? Or even do you want it on cassette? Like, you know, so like, do you want a bundle? Like, do you want all three? And that way it comes with something special, like a signed shirt or something like that, you know, like that way people. Yeah,
it's important to us. Like everybody at 2P, we're curators of hip hop. We're not just artists. We are, you know, we're fans of our culture and of our music, each other's music, and of our respective peers in hip hop. And our fan base, our 2P peoples, and respectfully, shout out Screwball, all our Screwball warriors, all our fans. They've helped us a lot. They've acknowledged our music. They've become die-hard fans of our music. My album just came out, and my brother Hanley was telling me it's already making its way into being a classic album, and that's just with the help of our listeners. They really appreciate what we've added to hip hop. And as MCs and as the culture. And we want to, myself included especially, really want to do something special for the people who have done something special for us and have given back to us and helped us pave the way and become the staples in hip hop at such an early time that we've gotten in the game become. Like, I didn't even imagine in my wildest dreams, like I knew in my heart this day would come, but I had no idea that our fan base would basically just love what we do so quickly and so soon. But that's only because we care and we're passionate just as much about making the music as we are about listening to the music, as our fans are, our fan base are of adoring the music. So shout out to all of them. Yeah, supporters. Yeah, it's supporters and not fans that we always say. And we're not celebrities over here. We're legends. You know, that celebrity title is so overdone and it's tired. I'm sick of like celebrity gossip and people being, you know, put on pedestals. I'm a human being just like my listeners. And I bleed the same blood. I breathe the same air. I eat the same food. Like, there's no different from me, from the homeless man on the street, from the woman who works in the factory, back at Chrysler or GM, making car parts, from the teenage boy who's a bagger at your local grocery store, or in this case, my Canadian brethren, a worker at, say, Tim Hortons or something. Shout out Tim Hortons. There's no difference. I'm a human being. I'm an artist. I just happen to be great at what I do. And my brothers and sisters are great at what they do. And we just want to give back to the diaspora, to hip hop, to the world in the most humbling and human way possible.
Speaking of fans, I wanted to ask a bit about if, well, I kind of talked about or mentioned it with Hanley, or Hanley mentioned it, but about live shows, if that's something that you guys are looking to start doing, possibly.
Would you like me to elaborate on that, or did you want to have Hanley elaborate on that?
Like I'm sure my main.
I guess there's not much, I guess, to elaborate. Just like, yes, we are looking to do more shows.
I'm trying to get him out here as fast as possible, so that way when I do start throwing my own live events, then that way he could showcase while he's down here, and then vice versa when I'm up there. Because like I said, his studio wants to collaborate with me on a business level. So if I'm able to be out there once in a while, then we could throw events and raise money for Grooveworks, but also for the collective and vice versa. So, I mean, if people have thought of an idea, I probably already thought it. And if people haven't thought of the idea,
in the works of being done. And to piggyback on that answer, again, shout out to the whole Long Beach community. I do Freestyle Fridays every Friday, whether online or in person, and what's called, I like to tentatively call it Cypher Saturdays, or Smack Your Favorite Rapper Saturdays, competitively and respectfully. Like, I just want to bring back the competitive edge, and I feel like Kendrick Lamar has done that and exceeded that, bringing back the battle aspect in hip hop. And shout out to King of the Dot, shout out to URL, shout out to Smack DVDs. Battling is a part of hip hop, and it's always been at a professional competition level. If you say you're the best, you gotta show and prove it. You gotta step up to that mic, and you gotta let everybody know why you deserve to be on that Mount Rushmore of LMCs. But the Long Beach community does First Fridays, and I would like to be a part of that and put myself and 2P on the main stage. It's something that we do every first of the month here out in Bixby Knolls, once a month. So there'll definitely be live shows.
All right, thank you so much to Hanley and Scholar Czar, representing 2P Entertainment Collective, for coming onto the podcast and talking about what they've been doing recently.
Music on the Underground podcast. Listen on Spotify.
Listen to it on Spotify. Listen to it everywhere.